In life, rejection is an experience that everyone faces, but few truly understand its power. It's not the rejection itself that defines us, but how we choose to respond to it. What if I told you that rejection is not a setback, but a stepping stone to your highest potential? What if it is life's way of guiding you towards something greater than you could have ever imagined? Today, I invite you to see rejection through a new lens, one that will transform your pain into strength, your doubts into clarity, and your setbacks into profound growth. Stay with me. Rejection is not personal. One of the most important things to understand when facing rejection is that it is rarely personal. Rejection is often a result of factors beyond your control, such as timing, external circumstances, or the preferences and values of others. It's crucial to remind yourself that when you are rejected, it's not a direct indictment of your worth, abilities, or character. More often than not, it is simply an outcome based on the unique situation at hand and the other person's or entity's personal choices. When you take rejection personally, you start to internalize it, believing that it says something negative about you. This leads to self-doubt, diminished confidence, and an unhealthy mindset that can prevent growth. However, if you view rejection as something that reflects the situation, not your inherent value, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional burden. Rejection is not a measure of who you are as a person, but rather a momentary response to external factors that are out of your hands. This perspective shift allows you to move forward without allowing rejection to define your self-worth. By seeing rejection in this light, you take away its power to harm your self-esteem. Instead, you can look at it with objectivity and clarity, knowing that it is just a step in the broader process of life and growth. Whether it's a job opportunity, a relationship, or any other endeavor, rejection should be seen not as a failure, but as a natural part of life that does not diminish your value. When you stop internalizing rejection, you become more resilient. You learn to approach each situation with an open mind, knowing that what you're facing is not a personal affront, but simply part of your journey. 2. Shift your perspective on rejection. Rejection, though initially painful, can be one of the most transformative experiences if you change how you view it. Instead of seeing it as a personal failure or a setback, consider it as an opportunity for growth, learning, and self-improvement. Rejection presents a moment to reevaluate your approach, refine your methods, and develop a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. When faced with rejection, the natural instinct is often to feel disheartened, discouraged, or defeated. However, shifting your perspective allows you to see rejection as a stepping stone toward your goals. It forces you to step outside of your comfort zone and examine what worked, what didn't, and where you can improve. By choosing to focus on the lessons rejection offers, you begin to see it as a valuable tool for development, rather than a judgment of your abilities. For example, in a professional context, if your proposal is rejected, it provides you with an opportunity to reflect on what aspects of your work could be refined. In relationships, rejection can teach you about compatibility, communication, and how to connect with others on a deeper level. Every time you are rejected, you are presented with the chance to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. Rejection does not define your worth or your future. It simply points out areas for improvement. When you adopt this mindset, rejection becomes a catalyst for progress rather than a barrier to success. Instead of fearing or avoiding it, you can welcome rejection as a necessary part of the process of becoming your best self. This shift in perspective makes you more resilient, adaptable, and prepared for whatever challenges lie ahead. 3. Embrace resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and it is one of the most valuable qualities you can cultivate when dealing with rejection. Life is full of challenges and setbacks, but how you respond to these difficulties ultimately shapes your growth. Embracing resilience means choosing to rise after each fall. When rejection occurs, it's natural to feel hurt or disappointed. However, resilience allows you to acknowledge those feelings without letting them control your actions or define your future. Instead of letting rejection keep you down, you use it as a driving force to get up and try again. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain, it's about learning how to navigate it, adapt, and ultimately grow stronger in the face of adversity. Embracing resilience involves having a mindset that views challenges as temporary and manageable. It's the ability to keep going even when things don't go as planned, trusting that setbacks are part of the process. Resilient individuals don't view rejection as the end, but rather as an opportunity to refine their approach, strengthen their skills, or reassess their path. Building resilience also involves maintaining a positive attitude. While it's normal to feel disappointed after a rejection, a resilient person doesn't let that emotion linger indefinitely. They choose to focus on what's next, learning from the experience without dwelling on the setback. This mindset allows them to recover faster, keep moving forward, and stay motivated. The more resilient you become, the better equipped you are to face life's challenges, including rejection. It teaches you that each rejection is not a defeat, but an opportunity to grow, adapt, and become even stronger than before. Number 4. Rejection can reveal what's not meant for you. One of the most powerful lessons rejection offers is that it helps you identify what's not meant for you. While rejection may initially feel discouraging, it often serves as a guiding force that leads you away from situations, opportunities, or people that are not aligned with your true goals, values, or needs. Rather than seeing rejection as a loss, you can choose to view it as a form of protection, keeping you from investing your time, energy, or emotions into something that would not serve your long-term happiness or success. When you experience rejection, it can feel like a door is closing, but in reality, it's simply closing a door that was never meant for you. Whether it's in relationships, careers, or personal pursuits, rejection often reveals that something better is waiting for you. It gives you a clearer sense of direction and brings attention to the things that truly resonate with your authentic self. For example, in relationships, if a person rejects you, it might initially feel like a personal failure. However, that rejection could be steering you away from a connection that would not have been fulfilling or healthy for you. It allows you to redirect your energy toward finding someone who truly shares your values and goals. Similarly, in a career context, being passed over for a job may feel disappointing, but it might ultimately guide you toward a better fit, one where your skills, passions, and aspirations align with the opportunity. By recognizing that rejection often acts as a form of redirection, you begin to understand that it is not always about personal inadequacy. Instead, it is simply a process of life filtering out what doesn't serve you, making space for the right opportunities and connections that will bring you true fulfillment. Number 5. Use rejection as a tool for self-reflection. Self-reflection involves honestly assessing what went wrong, and more importantly, what can be learned from the experience. It's a chance to step back and consider whether there were areas where you could have communicated more effectively, worked harder, or refined your approach. Instead of seeing rejection as a final verdict on your abilities, you can use it to assess whether there are aspects of yourself or your approach that need adjustment. If a project or proposal is rejected, rather than immediately blaming external factors, take time to evaluate the work itself. Did you clearly communicate your ideas? Were there areas that could have been better researched or presented? Could your timing or delivery have been different? By focusing on these areas, you give yourself the chance to improve for the next opportunity. In personal relationships, Rejection provides a moment to reflect on how you presented yourself, how you communicated, or whether there were mismatched expectations. Were you truly being authentic? Did you listen and understand the other person's needs and desires? This level of reflection allows you to improve your emotional intelligence, communication skills, and overall approach to future interactions. By embracing rejection as a tool for self-reflection, you transform it into a powerful learning experience. Rather than feeling defeated, you gain a deeper understanding of yourself and how to refine your approach, making you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for future challenges. Number 6. Build a stronger sense of self-worth. Building a stronger sense of self-worth requires us to detach our value from the approval or acceptance of others. When we are rejected, it's important to remember that our intrinsic worth is not determined by someone else's decision or response. Rejection is a momentary experience, not a reflection of our entire being. When we internalize this understanding, we become less susceptible to being defined by external events and more connected to our own inherent value. Self-worth is also built by recognizing and acknowledging our strengths, achievements, and unique qualities. Instead of allowing rejection to diminish our confidence, we can focus on what makes us exceptional. We can remind ourselves of our past successes, skills, and the qualities that set us apart. This shift in focus helps us maintain a positive sense of self, regardless of the setbacks we encounter. Another important aspect of building self-worth is embracing self-compassion. Instead of criticizing ourselves harshly after rejection, we should treat ourselves with kindness, recognizing that everyone faces rejection at some point. By showing ourselves the same understanding and support we would offer to a friend, we can rebuild our confidence and move forward with greater resilience. Rejection becomes less impactful when we have a solid foundation of self-worth. When we learn to value ourselves independent of external approval, we become more resilient in the face of rejection and more capable of growing from it. Number 7. Rejection forces you to adapt and evolve. One of the most valuable aspects of rejection is that it forces you to adapt and evolve. While it may initially feel like a setback, rejection is often the catalyst for necessary change, pushing you to refine your approach, reevaluate your strategies, and grow beyond your current limitations. It is a reminder that progress and success are not linear, and that growth often occurs through challenges. Rejection challenges the status quo and encourages you to step outside your comfort zone. When something doesn't work out the way you hoped, it's an invitation to reassess and find new ways to approach the situation. Whether it's in your career, a relationship, or personal goals, rejection prompts you to innovate, rethink your methods, and experiment with alternative paths. It teaches you that flexibility and open-mindedness are key components of long-term success. In a professional context, rejection might reveal that a particular skill or approach is lacking, prompting you to seek further education or develop new competencies. In personal relationships, rejection can expose areas for self-improvement, such as better communication or emotional intelligence, encouraging personal growth. In both cases, the rejection serves as feedback, nudging you to evolve in ways that may have been difficult to identify without that experience. Rejection teaches resilience and the ability to adapt to unforeseen circumstances. Rather than being discouraged by a door closing, you begin to recognize that each rejection is an opportunity to shift your focus, refine your skills, and adjust your approach to create more favorable outcomes. Over time, this adaptability builds mental fortitude, helping you to persevere through difficulties with greater ease and confidence. One of the most powerful lessons rejection teaches is the importance of separating your identity from external validation. It is easy to fall into the trap of linking your worth to how others perceive you, whether it's in relationships, work, or social circles. However, when we base our identity on external approval, rejection can feel devastating, as though it is an attack on who we are as people. Learning to detach your sense of self from external validation is crucial for emotional resilience. Your value is inherent, not dependent on someone's acceptance or recognition. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It's simply a response to a situation. By recognizing that, you can approach rejection with greater emotional clarity, understanding that it doesn't diminish your true essence. When you separate your self-worth from the opinions and approval of others, you gain inner strength and confidence. You become more self-sufficient emotionally, less dependent on external sources for validation. This creates a more stable, authentic sense of self that is less susceptible to being shaken by setbacks. By focusing on your intrinsic value rather than seeking constant external approval, you cultivate a sense of inner peace and self-assurance that rejection cannot undermine. Number 9. Focus on what you can control. It's essential to focus on what you can control rather than dwelling on what is beyond your influence. Rejection can often stir feelings of helplessness or frustration, especially when it seems like external factors are at play. However, shifting your focus to the things within your power can bring clarity and help you move forward more effectively. You cannot control the actions, decisions, or preferences of others, but you can control your reactions, mindset, and effort. When rejection occurs, take a moment to assess what aspects of the situation you can influence. Can you improve your skills or refine your approach? Can you change how you communicate or present yourself? These are areas where you have control and where growth can happen. Focusing on what you can control allows you to avoid becoming overwhelmed by the things outside of your reach. Instead of getting stuck in feelings of frustration or inadequacy, you can channel your energy into productive actions. This mindset helps you regain a sense of agency and empowers you to take meaningful steps forward, knowing that your efforts, attitude, and resilience are the things you truly have power over. Number 10. Rejection is part of the journey. Rejection is an inevitable part of life's journey, and understanding this can help you approach it with a healthier perspective. Every successful person has faced rejection at some point. Whether in their career, personal life, or creative pursuits, rejection is something everyone must navigate. It is not a sign that you are not good enough. Rather, it is simply a natural part of the process of growth and success. When you accept that rejection is part of the journey, you stop fearing it. Instead, you see it as a temporary hurdle, not a permanent obstacle. Just as a mountain climber must face difficult terrain to reach the summit, you must face rejection in order to learn, improve, and move closer to your goals. Rejection teaches you perseverance, patience, and the ability to bounce back stronger. Viewing rejection as part of your path allows you to embrace it with a sense of resilience. It no longer feels like a roadblock, but rather a stepping stone. With this mindset, rejection loses its power to discourage you and instead becomes a catalyst for growth, pushing you to refine your skills and continue striving towards success. Number 11. Rejection often forces you to turn inward, prompting deep self-discovery. When faced with a setback, you are pushed to examine your values, desires, and motivations. This self-reflection can reveal what truly matters to you, helping you clarify your goals and align your actions with your authentic self. Instead of merely focusing on the external outcome, rejection invites you to question your approach and your purpose. Why did you pursue a particular goal? Was it truly aligned with your deeper values? Or were you following external pressures or expectations? By embracing rejection as a tool for self-discovery, you begin to understand more about who you are and what drives you. Self-discovery through rejection also helps you recognize areas for personal growth. Perhaps the rejection highlights skills or qualities you need to develop, or shows you a different path that's more suited to your strengths. This newfound awareness can empower you to make more informed choices and move forward with a clearer sense of direction, no longer relying on external validation to define your worth. Number 12. Rejection builds emotional strength. Rejection, though painful, plays a crucial role in building emotional strength. Every time we experience rejection, it challenges our ability to handle disappointment, frustration, and uncertainty. Over time, these experiences help us develop the emotional resilience necessary to face life's many ups and downs with grace and composure. Instead of being crushed by rejection, those who embrace it learn how to manage their emotions more effectively. It teaches you how to process difficult feelings, bounce back quickly, and maintain emotional balance even in challenging situations. With each rejection, you strengthen your emotional core, becoming less vulnerable to setbacks and more equipped to cope with future challenges. Emotional strength gained from rejection enables you to navigate life with more confidence and stability. You no longer see rejection as something to fear, but as a natural part of life's ebb and flow. This shift allows you to maintain your sense of self and stay focused on your goals regardless of external circumstances. Instead of letting rejection diminish you, it can fuel your emotional growth, helping you emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. Number 13. Rejection fosters gratitude. Rejection can cultivate a sense of gratitude, helping you appreciate what you have and what you've learned. While rejection may initially trigger disappointment, it often makes you more aware of the things you take for granted, such as the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that enrich your life. When faced with rejection, you may begin to recognize the value in things that once seemed ordinary or unimportant. For instance, a failed opportunity can teach you to be grateful for the support of loved ones or the lessons you've gained along the way. Rejection prompts a reassessment of what truly matters and encourages a deeper appreciation for what you already have. When you acknowledge the lessons rejection offers, it cultivates a sense of gratitude for personal growth. Every setback provides an opportunity to improve, adjust, and evolve. With this perspective, rejection becomes something to be thankful for because it forces you to reflect on your journey, adjust your course, and embrace opportunities for self-development. Rejection is not a setback, but a powerful tool for growth and self-improvement. It teaches us resilience, the importance of self-reflection, and the value of persistence. By embracing rejection, we learn to adapt, build emotional strength, and develop a deeper sense of gratitude. Ultimately, rejection refines us, guiding us towards the right opportunities and a more authentic path. Thank you for engaging with these insights. Remember, every rejection is a step closer to success, and you are capable of turning every challenge into an opportunity. Best of luck on your journey.